Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. In about an hour, Councilmember Stephen Whitburn will present his Unsafe Camping Ordinance to the City Council for its consideration. This ordinance will prohibit tent encampments in all public spaces if a shelter bed is available. And it will prohibit tent encampments in certain sensitive areas such as schools, parks, canyons, and near homeless shelters, regardless of shelter capacity. As you all know, I am supportive of this ordinance, and I've asked the City Council to pass it and send it to my desk so I can sign it. Encampments are unsafe and unsanitary, and we cannot allow them to proliferate, period. In this coming fiscal year, the city will spend more than $200 million on housing, shelter, and services for people experiencing homelessness. With this massive investment in solutions, the residents of this city deserve results. And those living on our streets and in our parks and in our canyons have an obligation, I would say a responsibility, to say yes to the assistance that we're offering. Simply put, if there's a place for you to go, the answer cannot be no. Behind me are a whole lot of people who have stories to tell about why they're asking the City Council to pass the Unsafe Camping Ordinance. They come from all different walks of life, different professions, and different communities across this great city of ours. They are community members who have been directly impacted by the proliferation of encampments, and they want their city government to take action. What unites them is a desire for safety and a better quality of life for all San Diegans. You'll hear from them in just a moment, but because we know he has a City Council meeting to get to, I'd like to introduce the council member who is leading on this issue, City Councilmember Stephen Whitburn. Councilmember?
Thank you very much, Mayor, and thank you for your partnership on this most important issue. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you who are here today showing your support for this ordinance. With us are leaders representing a cross-section of our vibrant San Diego community. Doctors, school officials, working families, business people, faith leaders, community leaders, and neighborhood representatives agree. We have to pass this ordinance for the good of our city. We have seen repeatedly that encampments are unhealthy and unsafe. They need to be regulated. As a matter of public health and safety, we need to take action today. And we need an ordinance that specifically addresses this issue. San Diego is a compassionate community. San Diegans are doing more than ever before to assist people who are experiencing homelessness. The City Council just approved budgets for the city and the San Diego Housing Commission. As the mayor mentioned, we are spending millions of dollars to add shelter beds, offer safe parking locations, open safe sleeping sites, expand outreach, provide programs, create housing, and prevent homelessness to begin with. All told, citywide spending to help people experiencing homelessness get back on their feet approaches $200 million. Our city can do both. We can help people get back on their feet, and we can have reasonable regulations on encampments. Let's pass this ordinance today and take an important step forward for our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor Gloria. Thank you, Councilmember Whitburn. My name is Jill Wyatt, and I represent 375 youth softball families that participate as active users at Robb Field located in Ocean Beach. Moreover, I represent the girls, ages 5 to 15, that participate at those park facilities daily. Robb Field holds boundless potential with its oceanfront setting, sprawling sports fields, mature trees, and perfect weather. But despite that beauty, when you visit Robb, you're immediately struck by a park that has been overridden by homelessness. And what began a few years ago as a few campers has grown into an uncontrollable problem. Parking lots filled with RVs, open grass areas filled with tents formed in villages, bleachers consumed by sleeping bags and shopping carts. We even urge our girls not to use the bathrooms at Robb Field because there's almost certain to be someone in there bathing, using drugs, or just living in a stall. And in the winter, when the daylight leaves earlier and the emergency need to go moment arises, I escort the girls to the bathrooms and ask them to bring their softball bats with them, just in case. Our bleachers are not beds and our parks are not homes, and the conditions that these encampments present are unsafe and unhealthy. And it's time we reclaim those parks for the intended use by passing the Unsafe Camping Ordinance. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Leo Tanaka. I'm an emergency physician as well as an Air Force veteran, and I am a proud San Diegan. I've had the privilege of meeting various members of our community, and I think we all agree that homelessness, unfortunately, is a crisis in San Diego. The mayor, as well as the councilman, they're putting forward a proposition that specifically seeks to address this, and it's the beginning of a comprehensive plan to address homelessness in San Diego. All of the folks that I've spoken with have indicated that homelessness, unfortunately, is a problem, and I think this is the beginning of a solution to it. So I really call for the council. This is a call to action. Please pass this ordinance. I think it's needed, and I think it will benefit every member of our community. I want to introduce Carolyn Perry of the San Diego Padres.
My name is Caroline Perry, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the San Diego Padres. The safety of our fans and employees is our top priority at Petco Park. This commitment extends beyond the footprint of the ballpark and encompasses the surrounding areas as well. Over the past decade, the Padres ownership team has invested over $100 million into Petco Park, which has become the crown jewel of downtown San Diego. It's consistently recognized as the #1 ballpark in America. Not only that, but our best-in-class events business serves to generate economic activity, is supporting our tourism economy, and providing living wage jobs. Unfortunately, over this same period of time, the surrounding area has seen a significant decline. Homelessness and crime rates have spiked, causing our employees and over 3 million annual visitors to feel increasingly unsafe. We believe that this ordinance, in conjunction with the mayor's recent actions to increase shelter beds, establish safe camping sites, and prioritize prevention and housing, creates a comprehensive approach that strikes a balance between addressing public safety concerns and providing support for individuals experiencing homelessness. Together, these measures offer a path forward that recognizes the complex nature of the issue while working toward long-term solutions and a more equitable city. We understand the challenges that our community faces, and our focus is on collaboration to create a safer environment for everyone. Improving the safety and accessibility of sidewalks, schools, and public parks is crucial for the well-being of our entire community. As an organization, we, the Padres, have taken significant steps to support homelessness nonprofits and address homelessness in San Diego. We recently committed $1 million to nonprofits tackling youth, veteran, and senior homelessness. The Padres organization remains dedicated to the well-being of our city and its residents. We fully support this ordinance as a step towards balancing community needs, ensuring safety and accessibility, and providing compassionate care for those experiencing homelessness while prioritizing the safety of our guests at Petco Park. The Padres urge the Council to vote in favor of today's ordinance. And now I'd like to introduce Joya Marino.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joya Marino, a small business owner in the Hillcrest community for over 11 years. In the past 11 years, I've seen a tremendous shift, especially in the past 3 to 4, with the astonishing, overwhelming presence of houseless individuals. If you had asked me about this ordinance 3 to 4 years ago, I probably honestly wouldn't have been in support of it. At this moment, I fully support it, 100%. There is a tremendous amount of volatility, mental health issues, open drug use, and countless other things that I face every single day as a business owner. Where I personally don't feel safe, my fellow business owners don't feel safe, our customers, especially those that bring small children in, additionally don't feel safe. Every morning, I put all of the trash back into the trash can that has been emptied out and strewn all over the sidewalk. That's my daily kind of morning thing that I do with my fellow business owners. In addition to that, I can't even count really the number of times that I have cleaned up human feces from in front of my storefront. At this point, I wish that we weren't here as a city, as a country, frankly, but this is where we are. So this measure needs to be passed. Certain things need to take place to ensure the safety of us and our community as a whole. I want to just also reiterate that I have the utmost sympathy and empathy for the houseless individuals and their plight and their challenges. And they are very, very human in my eyes. I know not in others as much. But one
thing about humanity is we do have to follow rules as much as we maybe don't like to and don't want to, right? So the control, the zoned encampments that we're proposing here today are just a part of following certain rules to keep ourselves safe, but also them as well, because they are not safe the way that they're living. And that's time. I wanted to make sure I didn't go over. Thank you so much for letting me speak here today. So Principal Hernandez is going to speak now. Thank you again.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for allowing me my 2 minutes today. I do want to start off by saying that I represent not just the school in Barrio Logan, Perkins K-8 school, but the communities and the families that live in the area around the school. And I was recently asked by a TV personality, they asked me a question, Mr. Hernandez, don't you have compassion for these people? And it disarmed me. I did not know how to respond in that moment of time, and now I do. And I have to agree, these are human beings, but right now I have to have compassion for my students and the children that live in Barrio Logan and that come to school and walk through this every single day. So there was a murder about 2 weeks ago, 2 blocks away from school. A homeless person was killed. So let me tell you one thing, they carry guns, they carry weapons, they carry knives. They get into fights amongst with one another. They steal things from one another. Drugs. We had a break-in into the school, into our school 2 weeks ago. They took all our trash cans, all our carts. We got all of them back, and we identified the 2 individuals, and they were on drugs. They had fentanyl. Scooping the feces, we've been doing that for years. Talking about feces to us, human feces, that's actually a normal, everyday occurrence. It shouldn't have to be, though. It shouldn't have to be. Rats. I have to tell you that the amount of trash that is left around these encampments is unimaginable. And it's bloody clothing. It's not just food containers. And you see rats. If you walk by there every single day, you will see all sorts of things. So it's my 2 minutes are almost up, but I ask that I ask that our city council please accept this ordinance. Thank you very much. I now introduce Pastor Glenn McKinney.
God bless you all today. I am Pastor Glenn McKinney. I pastor St. Stephen's Church of God in Christ on Imperial Avenue, and I stand with the mayor with this unsafe camping ordinance. I plead with the city council to pass it. Being a pastor, we're in the business to help people, and our heart goes out. We do all that we can, but when you get to a point when there are, like we've experienced at our church, where during the winter when we experienced that freeze, they were lighting fires right on our church campus, and one day the fire got out and the brush next to the church caught fire, and thank God that the fire department was there to handle it. But I just can't imagine what that could have been, and I'm just thankful to our firefighters for that. But we need to come together, and I believe this is a cohesive plan to begin to start change in this situation. It's not that we don't have compassion, because they are citizens as well, but we want to do the best so that there's no fights, there's no problems, there's no issues, or they're limited. So city council today, please pass this ordinance. God bless you. Oh, the next speaker will be Todd Walters.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mayor and Councilmember, for what you're doing. This is a tough one. My name is Todd Walters. I'm the president of the United Food and Commercial Workers Local 135. We represent more than 13,000 workers in the retail industry and pharmacies, grocery stores, the airport. We also represent medical within Kaiser Permanente, and we have food processing plants all around this county and in Imperial County. I'm speaking today in support of the Unsafe Camping Ordinance on behalf of our members who work in the city of San Diego. We understand there are many challenges facing the city in its efforts to reduce homelessness, and we commend the mayor and the city council for the commitment to help those living in unsafe conditions. We want them to find housing and much needed services, but more is needed. Despite these well-intended efforts, homelessness is increasing and encampments are increasing. One may ask, how does homelessness and encampments impact grocery stores and pharmacy workers? My response is significantly. Our members, and I have one here today, his name is John Garcia, he works at Vaughn's. Our members are experiencing violence in the stores on an unprecedented rate. We're having seasoned veterans that have many years in the industry who are getting fed up with the violence in their stores and looking to transfer or looking to quit. John had an incident in his store recently where somebody came in who was probably drunk, started throwing product off the shelves, started punching things, and when he got cut and was injured, they're trying to get him to leave the store, he was splashing blood on people. Local 135 members have been physically assaulted, verbally accosted, had objects thrown at them, watched violent fights, clean feces out of the restroom, things that they're not paid to do. For those members who take public transit or on-site parking, it's terrible what they have to go through to get to work and the conditions that they have to work in. Some of our members are afraid to go to work, they want to transfer, or they're looking to quit. And these are workers that we know, we just went through the pandemic, they're essential to all of us. As a parent myself, I see individuals who are without a home or someone's child whose homelessness is truly a failure of our society. We have a hardship fund that we're constantly trying to reach out and help our own members who are going through homelessness or similar things. We can be compassionate, kind to help provide support to the more than 2,000 unsheltered individuals in the city while also ensuring our members and others on the front lines are not encountering public safety and health hazards from the homelessness in the places of their employment daily. The Unsafe Camping Ordinance will do both, and we urge the City Council to approve this ordinance today. Thank you very much. And next, I'd like to introduce Alonso Vivas from the Downtown Partnership. Thank you.
Hello. I'm Alonso Vivas, Senior Vice President of the Downtown San Diego Partnership and Executive Director for our Clean and Safe program. For those who don't know us, the Downtown San Diego Partnership Clean and Safe program is a property business improvement district established by the City of San Diego to provide enhanced maintenance, safety, unhoused care, and beautification services throughout 275 blocks of downtown. We're providing these services for more than 20 years as enhanced benefit on behalf of more than 13,000 parcels and their owners who pay into this program to make downtown more clean, more safe, and more vibrant. One of these enhanced services we provide is power washing of our sidewalks to keep this important feature of the public realm clean and sanitary. In an average month, you can see our maintenance ambassadors hard at work cleaning more than 13,000 sidewalks. Fortunately, our team is incredibly dedicated for this role, but as you can see, on the latest count we conducted from the Downtown San Diego Partnership, more than 800 tents on those sidewalks. This is an indicator not only to the tremendous human need in our community and just how critical our unhoused care team and those service providers are to connecting these individuals to safety and stability, but also to the challenge faced by our teams every day to do their best work for our downtown neighborhoods. It is our hope that this ordinance will make a difference in both helping our neighborhoods be more clean and more safe and catalyzing services so we can rise to the occasion of need we see clearly every day. We know this would not be possible without being combined with the city's comprehensive shelter strategy, its commitment to additional outreach and data to understand what our unhoused neighbors may need, and efforts to build relationships of trust that will help meet those needs where they are at. Thank you, and I'd like to introduce Marcela.
Hi, my name is Marcella Bothwell, and I'm the chair of the Park and Recreation Board. San Diego is home to the third largest park system in the country. Yet some of our best parks are unusable and unsafe to the average user. Housing the homeless should not conflict with protecting our parks, which are a vital community resource for the public health and well-being for all of us. Some experiences. Parks After Dark is a program supported by the city, the county, and the San Diego Parks Foundation to activate community parks in communities of concern. Last year, a homeless man wielded a knife at some of our kids and staff. And this year, we're having to adjust the locations in Memorial Park due to the invasive participation by the homeless in children's programming. Great parks are a mark of a great city. And it's a quote that I have on the Parks Foundation website. As a physician, one of the things I know is how the body works, so I'm just going to make a little bit of a metaphor. While our classrooms and universities are the brain of the city, and we've heard about their issues, and of course, our mayor is also the brain of the city. Our transit and transportation are the legs, and we have issues there. Parks are the heart of the city of San Diego and need to be shielded from potentially dangerous occurrences in them. Just like you would protect your own heart, we need to protect our parks. This ordinance protects our heart, our parks, and the children, families, elderly, and essentially every park user in the city of San Diego if it's passed today. So I want to thank the mayor and Councilman Whitburn for their enormous progress on this issue, and please pass this today. Thank you. Oh, and Rodel Reyes, please come up.
Thank you, Marcella. Mayor, I'm Gloria. Let me just say first that this is a very complex and sensitive issue, but I believe that there has to be a balance struck between public safety and the encampment issue. My name is Rodel Reyes. I am a community organizer in District 8. I live in the community called Otay Mesa Nestor community. Now, I've been advocating for ordinance like this for many years to address encampment issues at a number of locations where I live. Number one, parks. One of our parks is the Robert Egger Senior Park, and we've had encampment issues there. And this park is across the street from 2 elementary schools. Now, another park of ours is called the Otay Valley Regional Park. That's about 200 acres. And we always have encampment issues there as well, involving crime and fires as well. Now, number 2, sidewalks. Whether you walk on Saturn Boulevard, Palm Avenue, Thermal Avenue, 18th Street, you will find encampments on those sidewalks. And I've seen for myself where our residents will have to walk around them, which means that they have to go walk onto the street, which is very dangerous for them. Number 3 is our shopping center. One of our shopping centers, Southline Plaza, 36 acres with over 30 stores. Some of the owners there have been confronted and assailed by encampment individuals and even spat on by them as well. So I urge my council member, Vivian Moreno, to pass this legislation that will help make our community safer, cleaner, and better. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Dahan Blevins. I'm a native San Diegan. I grew up in the 4th District, and that's the district that I'd like to talk about. A particular area is the Encanto area. We just recently had City Council designate an area 9 blocks as San Diego's first Black Arts Culture District. And there's a park in those 9 blocks called Marie Weidman Park. At this time, we're not allowed to use the park. We have events every month. But because of the homeless situation in the park and the encampments and them taking over the bathroom, we literally have no access to the bathroom. When parents bring their children to the park, they literally won't allow the child to drink any water because they don't want the child to have to go to the restroom. Not only has this problem increased as far as the bathroom being taken over, tents being set up and sleeping bags being set up around the bathroom area, some of the homeless people there have mental health issues and have come and abrupted some of our events, have attacked some of us while we're trying to do different educational programs. And we talk about compassion and having empathy. Many of the people there we know. I've been in social services for 45 years. So many of the people there we know, we've dealt with for the years, but something has happened. There's a new increase of homeless people that are coming in there, and they've literally taken over the park. So I'd like to ask City Council, you've given us the 9 blocks to begin to increase the appreciation for Black arts and culture, but we can't do it because our park has been literally taken over by the homeless and the encampments there. So if there's anything you can do to continue the progressive movement that we're making for self-determination, it would be to pass this. Please do. Thank you. Drew Moser will be next.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Drew Moser. I'm the Executive Director of the Lucky Duck Foundation. Our mission is to alleviate the suffering of homelessness throughout San Diego County. We believe no one should live on the streets. It's not safe or humane for anyone, period. And unfortunately, unsheltered homelessness has reached an all-time high. The other thing that's reached an all-time high is homeless deaths. And deaths are tragically increasing quicker than homelessness is itself. So for those reasons and several more, we support the Unsafe Camping Ordinance proposed by Councilmember Whitburn and Mayor Gloria. We see this as a way to move the city towards adding more immediately available life-saving beds to reduce homelessness and help our neighbors in need. To be clear, we do not support or endorse the criminalization of homelessness. Rather, we fully support our city's ability to connect our homeless neighbors to the life-saving resources off the streets to reduce homelessness and protect public health and public safety. Last thing I'll say is homelessness, it's a county-wide issue. It's not just one city, and it will take collaboration from all 18 cities throughout San Diego County, plus the County of San Diego, to adequately address this issue. And on behalf of the Lucky Duck Foundation, we're more committed than ever to deploying our philanthropic resources to accelerate the actions of elected officials throughout the region to reduce homelessness. So City Council right now has a prime opportunity to take a meaningful step forward to start the process of reducing homelessness, and we call on City Council to do exactly that. So with that, I'll bring up the mayor and take us home.
We're going to do that real quick because it's 1 o'clock and we need to get upstairs. The council meeting will be starting pretty much now. I just want to express my appreciation. Drew, thank you for bringing us home, and thank every one of these San Diegans who are here today. I think what you all heard is a representative sample of what I hear as I go around the city every single day. Folks are fed up with the homeless crisis. They want real solutions, and it's having direct impact on their lives, on their businesses, and in their neighborhoods. And what we're proposing, I believe, is an appropriate and effective way of actually addressing this issue. And I want to just conclude, my friend Todd Walters talked about this is tough stuff. This is a tough issue, there's no question. But what's tougher is inaction. What's tougher is status quo, allowing our neighborhoods to continue to have these encampments and all the associated impacts. That is a worse option, which is why we have to take action today. And I hope as this story is told, it is reminded that it's not just the Unsafe Camping Ordinance, but there's also the comprehensive shelter strategy that we're presenting today. And that's on top of the 70% increase in shelter beds that this city has invested in just the last 2 years. The doubling of street outreach that we have done over the last 2 years, as well as the aggressive pro-housing policies that we have implemented that has cranes all across the city in the air, to the consternation of some folks, but recognizing that housing is what ends homelessness. We will continue to address this issue in a comprehensive manner, and that work will be advanced today if the shelter strategy is adopted and the ordinance is approved. I want to thank everyone for being here and lending your voices for this particular effort. And I just want to be very clear, the era of encampments must come to an end. Today, it would be a massive step in that direction if this is able to be passed. I call on the City Council to vote in support of this ordinance. Thank you all very much.